Well, I think I might be finishing this week with a dose of humble pie because the comment section may have been right about a player that I thought was maybe for the future rather than the here and now. We've got a big game in the UEFA Cup tonight where he's going to get the chance to prove his worth again, and then we've got to avoid another European hangover just 3 days later at home to Bolton. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 38 of this FM06 Let's Retro save from Luton Town. The big decision at the moment is what do we prioritise, as today we are back for two successive games in the UEFA Cup and the Premier League, and it's followed by a League Cup tie against lower league opposition, which could put us in the quarter-final. So I'm going to have some big decisions to make soon, and that also affects the lineup because there are some players who are outperforming what we expected and a few that have not lived up to their usual billing. As you can see though from the team stats, we are still not conceding many goals and we're starting to score a few more now. So positive signs. If you're looking forward to seeing if they continue, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. We start tonight with UEFA Cup action, and as you can see, it is tight in the battle of the rest. Athletic Club have won it. Bilbao are the best in this competition by a way in our group, but the other teams are battling it out. We've beaten Standard, we've now got to face Palermo and then Rangers. I'm hoping we can get the win tonight that will put us virtually through. However, Palermo have got the first choice Italian left back in Fabio Grosso and two strikers that are currently stars for Italy and for Nigeria. So might not be as easy as we're expecting this. We're going to have a look at what's been going on recently because despite the fact the transfer window's shut and there's less drama on that front, there's been plenty of drama on the pitch this time. And much of it includes deliberation about this number 10 position, where Sean Maloney has been injured and out of form a lot of the year. Leon Osman has done well, but has not really offered much of a goal threat. So I did what the comments said, and Maka in particular will be giving me a dose of humble pie here, because Christian Portia has come in and has scored 4 goals already. Only one in the Premier League, so I'm not getting overexcited, but he is certainly looking a bit of a threat and is scoring goals in Europe too. So someone to keep an eye on, someone who is breaking free. And I've had to be very careful with how I've managed the squad here. We've been fortunate in the League Cup that we've been at home to Gillingham and now Sheffield Wednesday, where we're going to be able to rotate. We've also been fortunate that in the UEFA Cup, the first game against Bilbao, we were able to rest everyone, prioritise the league game 3 days later, and see that it is possible to avoid a European hangover. But then I've targeted the Standard Liège game and probably this one with Palermo as the two where I play my first team and try and get through, get the job done. Because if we don't do it now, I think we're going to be in trouble when we go to Glasgow Rangers. For now though, let's have a look at what happened since you were last with me, where we got through in Europe against Trabzonspor before that big hangover against West Brom, despite the positive first half an hour. We didn't really bounce back from that either because after a long international break, we lost 2-1 against Athletic Bilbao. We actually started this game really well. We were a goal up and comfortable. Then Mathieu Flamini got sent off for a ridiculous challenge and Fernando Llorente did the rest. He's not a bad little player, is he? Still got that aerial reach at 30. He looks an absolute superstar. That was Portia's lift-off moment though, and he has continued from there. We bounced back on a Sunday in the Premier League because we had everyone fresh and rested. United didn't from their midweek exploits, and Shane Paul got us a winner on the break as we won by a 0-0. The clean sheets returned, and they continued with a 2-0 win against Gillingham in the League Cup. Portia and Dean Ashton for a much rotated side. 3-0 the scoreline against Everton 4 days later. Baraji, who came in for the injured Zonneveld, Portia and Peter Crouch getting a goal apiece. Away at Chelsea, we did lose by a 0-0, a spirited effort, but we weren't able to offer much going forward. And then, probably the biggest surprise of the season, we got a draw against our bogey side in Crystal Palace. A 0-0, a terrible game of football. The sort of one that we usually show on camera, but we didn't create anything. We didn't give anything up. It was absolutely fine. I was quite happy with that. Especially when we returned from the November international break with 2 successive victories. Firstly at Standard Liège, where Kasper Schmeichel was brilliant for half an hour as we got outplayed before Portia and Shane Paul got goals on the break. And then against Birmingham at the weekend, a bit of a bonkers match. Didier Zakora sent off before a late winner from Shane Paul. So we scored from them getting a red card from the penalty spot. They then scored just before Zakora got sent off. And then Shane Paul still popped up with a winner. So overall, a really good outcome for us. But it wasn't a vintage display and it doesn't leave the squad that fit. We have got a few players returning from injury. The likes of Walcott is now up to full fitness after playing for England's 21s. We're just starting to regain a little bit of that depth that we had been missing a little while ago. So we go into this game against Palermo, and I think I'm going to risk my first team for it. We're going to go first team for Palermo and Bolton. We're going to hope we win the first of them. Then we'll rest everyone against Sheffield Wednesday. First team against Newcastle. And then hopefully be able to rest everyone against Rangers with 6 points already on the board. That's the plan. Will it come off and work like that? Oh, I highly doubt it. Things don't always go to the script here. Let's go and see how we get on today as we host Palermo, a great Italian side with some fantastic players, and see how we get on, because the team we've gone for is pretty much full strength. Sakura's going to play, of course. There's no risk of him missing at the weekend because he's already suspended, so it doesn't matter if he's knackered. Zonneveld, we've got to be careful with. Crouch the same. Everyone else is fit enough that we can probably get past this test. So let's see how we get on with this 11 in this one. We're playing Palermo, looking to make it 6 points out of 9. If we can do that, we should be through from the group phase. However, it's easier said than done. Well, you can see some of the stars in this Palermo team. Fabio Grosso at left back is one of them. He's an absolutely exceptional player at 31. The front two, though, Caracciolo, the first one, 28-year-old Italian striker. How he's not in the national team, I don't know. He's scoring more than one a game in Serie A. And McKinwa, the Nigerian striker, is a monster. He's so good. This is going to be difficult. I haven't even got to the midfielders that are world class as well. You've seen enough. Let's go and get through to the first half and see if we can pick up a result. Hopefully, we can just find a way. But I'm not that confident for this one. We've got a good team ourselves. We've got nobody of that sort of quality. We're relying on probably a more cohesive team unit to do a solid job at the back. But we don't often go up against a front two as talented as this, and we do tend to struggle when we play against a back three, as Curtis Davies has flown into a tackle there. And he's probably going to get a yellow card early doors. Palermo will have men in the box, and we've seen the height and the threat they've got from their front two. Add a couple of centre-halves into the mix, and that doesn't look good. Grosso's put it in. He's completely unmarked. Why was he unmarked at the back post? We get away with it, but with 5 gone, that is incredibly alarming. Maybe Davis just didn't have time to get back in position. I don't know, because he wasn't in there. Oh, red card. Red card for Gianluca Ricci. We didn't see a highlight for it, but out of nowhere. What happened there? We're going to have to look at the report. Where did the red card come from? He hacked us down with 2 feet. Doesn't even get a highlight. The red card curse has made it to FM06. And at the moment, we've got one hell of an opportunity. This could prove to be a blessing in disguise, this first team choice. As it goes to Paul in the box, he beats his man. Shane Paul, good save, Portia. He's done it again. Oh, I'm so sorry, comment section. You were all right about Portia. A genuine goal threat. A genuine third pillar to our attack. And alongside Paul and Crouch, he's offering us the goals. We're 5 to half time. We're a man up and a goal up. If we can make it 2, we might even be able to rest people for Sunday. I'm not going to worry about that yet. But at least now we know the next Europa game, we can just rest people and focus on the league. Because we are in a really good position there after a strong start. We're not playing that well. But the amount of clean sheets we're keeping is helping us. As Foley deals with the long clearance from the corner. Oh, I always worry when they get the ball like that. Schmeichel can look downfield. There's plenty up there. And it's long towards Portia, who loses out. De Cassie goes in for the challenge, but now we're in a dangerous position. Good block from the free kick. Now break. Zonneveld's away. He's got Paul up in support with him. We know he's got legs. Zonneveld's going alone though. Trying to force the foul. I like the idea. And he does in the end. Brilliant breakaway from the Dutch wing-back. We're getting offers for him again as January approaches. But none of them are near his release clause. And the longer that remains the case, the happier I'll be. Because he's been brilliant. Let's see if he can find the cross here, because we should have the advantage in the box. There's lots of men in there arriving, and they can't leave any more forward. As Zonneveld finds De Cassie, loves a long-range strike, goes for one, blocks to Vandenborg. Oh my word, he's chipped it in. It's stunning from Anthony Vandenborg. His first Luton goal, and what a way to do it. He reacts quickly as the shot sort of deflects to him, and he just dinks it delicately over the keeper. That is outrageous. And as we approach half-time, it's become dreamland. Palermo have left 2 up front, but they're so open at the back. Zakora switches to Vandenborg, and now Kevin Foley having to go in Europe as he gets to the byline. Crosses in, Zakora's up, punched away. Who's going to get there first? Basagno will. To Curtis Davis. Oh my God, Davis nearly scores from 30 yards. Everyone's fancying it now. The morale is up. The confidence is brimming. And at half-time, it's 2-0. It's been a comfortable display. What I'd love to do is get a third before the hour mark and then rest the likes of Zonneveld. Hopefully, we can find a way to do that. Can we now take advantage of the set piece and put this game to bed? Zonneveld is on it. He's the man I desperately want to take off before he gets a second yellow or any sort of injury. Crouch heads the ball wide. Another I'd like to give a breather. As we approach the hour mark, it stays 2-0, but we're on the attack again. Zonneveld to Zakora. Cuts inside. He's one we've not got to rest, and his shot there is good. Tip wide for a corner kick. We're all over them. The way they've gone with 10 men to try and attack us is not working, because on the counter, we can obliterate them. McKinway heads away there in his own 6-yard box. I think I am going to take the risk and rest Zonneveld already. I think we need him for the weekend. So Zonneveld is going to come off for Baraggi. We're going to bring Dean Ashton on for Peter Crouch. I'll leave the last one a few more minutes. But ultimately, I think we've got to try and be careful here. Look after the people who are most important and most vulnerable to injury. Might even give Walcott a run out for Paul later on. He's not played in ages in the league in the first team. One sub-cub appearance this season is all, as Ashton can't get on the end of that long ball. If they score here, I might have to change my plan though. Zakora's won it back, then gives it away immediately. Not the best ball in the world. They've basically gone 4-4-1. They're sitting behind in a shape now, and that might make them harder to beat and also give them more of a threat as a result. As De Cassi over halfway to Ashton. Portia's running off him. Ashton goes alone. Shot's not far away. Really good effort that. And again, a lot of space at the back, particularly for Portia just in behind. I'm going to take Shane Paul off for the final 15. Let Theo Walcott have a run out. I'm not as worried if Osman has to play a league game, so Portia can stay on. But great to see Walcott back and making a European debut in this one. 5 to go. We've dominated it. Portia's now picked up a knock though, because you just can't have that perfect game. There has to be a downside. Foley gets in, shot saved. Walcott a bit lethargic to the rebound. But if we could just have a game that we won comfortably and without a single injury, it would be a bit of a miracle, wouldn't it? Had to go wrong eventually, but we've got a corner at 2-0. And Zakora delivers to Baraggi. Safe to Basagno. And it's out to De Cassi on the edge of the box. His touch is heavy. It's out for a throw, but that should just about be it. A 2-0 win, a comprehensive effort in Europe. And we should be through with 6 points now. We can rest people in the next UEFA Cup game. But now we might be at risk of the European hangover, because we've played our first team on Thursday night with a couple of knocks and a couple of bits of fatigue. It might make things more tricky. Let's get ahead to the Bolton game and see how that pans out. We're back on Sunday lunchtime to face Bolton Wanderers, and let's show you how the Premier League table's looking at the minute. Again, I don't want to get too excited, as we talked about last year. Arsenal are away in the distance. Then there are 11 points separating 2nd and 16th. So we're 3 wins away, or 3 defeats potentially, from being right back in the bottom half. However, we are already 11 clear of the relegation zone, something we've looked at in the last 2 seasons early on, and we normally get stronger as the year progresses, so that is a very good sign. We've conceded the least goals in the Premier League. We're also one of the lowest scorers, but I never promised you entertainment, did I? I promised you discipline and structure. Let's go and get through to this one, where we are without Didier Zakora, who is suspended, and we're also without Portia, who is out for 1 week, which is good news, to be fair. He'll only miss this one and Sheffield Wednesday and should be back for the Newcastle game. What it does mean is we basically go back to last season's midfield. So Flamini comes in for Zakora. Osman comes in for Portia. And then on the bench, we're going to have a return for Sean Maloney, who's not featured much this year. And then the other one probably needs to be Kevin Nichols. So we've got a holding midfielder. He's not played much this year, but he has had a European game, which is always helpful at this stage. Nice little reward for him for his hard work. I think alongside Keane and Foley, he is the only remaining original, isn't he? Of course, we've also got Curtis Davis back, but lovely to have that representation. This is the team then we're going for. Everyone is fit and firing. Foley's a little bit down on condition, but we've got Keane on the bench if we need him. I'm not going to mess around this time. It cost us at West Brom. Let's just hope we've got enough. We've got fresh legs in midfield by default. Will it do the job for us today? Let's go and find out. A home game this time, which hopefully will be a little bit kinder. Well, here we are, the famous Bolton 4-1-4-1, and a very good side they've got, of course. We know about Upson, Glenn Johnson, Van Persie, Juve on the right. It's a great side, to be fair. Let's go through to the first half and just see how we get on, because we're going straight from the kickoff with Wallace at left back. Anything other than a defeat is probably a victory here, but I would love to win the game. Keep the pressure on at the top. Well, we've got a chance. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, after 18 seconds. I have not seen a goal like that conceded, I think, in this entire career so far. If ever something signified you're about to suffer from a European hangover, that might be it. What on earth happened there? I've got to see it again. I was almost sort of just assuming it was going to be a highlight in the middle of the pitch for a while. So Wallace put the ball into the middle. Decassi was there. And then suddenly, it went wrong. Flamini passed it to him. Decassi's touch is heavy. Has Sivok scored from a tackle? He clearly hasn't shot there. I feel like he's gone to block something, or he's potentially put in a tackle, and it's looped over Schmeichel and in from 30 yards. And for a team that relies on keeping clean sheets to win, that's a worrying sign for us. As Paul gets down the right, wins a corner. Now we've got to score two. That's worrying times. The clean sheets in the league gone again. Zonneveld's got a corner to in swing. To the front post. Crouches up. Keeper beats them all to it. Vandenborg will recycle with Foley. That touch is heavy as well. We're putting ourselves bang in trouble. Zonneveld can't get there. Vandenborg commits the foul. And he probably needed to do it in truth. 10 minutes gone. Been an alarming start. We're yet to have a shot. I mean, Bolton have only had one, if you want to call it that. As we've got a free kick in their half with Basagno. Up to Crouch. Hunt wins it, but it's only as far as Flamini, who gets it back to Paul. Has support from Vandenborg, who strides over halfway. Big ball up towards the strikers again. Hunt commits a foul on Flamini, and this is a very dangerous position. Zonneveld just outside the D. I'd love you to curl one in now. Don't think he scored a free kick this season. It's a good save. Palmed away. I was going to say Jaskalainen by default, but it's not. Schmeichel goes for the long kick downfield. Foley up with Van Persie. Loses out. Nolan to Wallace. Oh, the Thursday nights are a problem. When we play our first team, we cannot win the next league game. The only time we played well is when they all got rested. I'm going to have to rest everyone at Rangers, because otherwise it's going to cost us another game. As Vandenborg. I mean, in fairness, this would still be a drab 0-0 if it wasn't for a ridiculous goal. That might change now, though, because the shot goes well wide from Bolton. They've got far too much space in the attacking third. We do struggle when we come up against these three-man midfields. As Van Persie gives it to Nolan. Shots on target. Good save, Schmeichel. Did well to hold that. I'm hoping we're going to get a response second half, because we're starting to drift in this game. If you remember, it's what happened against West Brom. We had a couple of early chances, and then after about half an hour, we ran out of steam and played woefully. Van Persie's forced another save, and it is all Bolton Wanderers. It is dominance, and we are backs to the wall. I'm a little bit concerned here. What can I do about it? I think we can't play the first team on Thursday night, especially now we've achieved the objective for the year. It's not worth enough money to us. It's worth more to finish higher in the Premier League. As Vandenborg gives away another corner. We can't get out. We cannot get out of our own third. And eventually this is going to cost us a second goal. We've seen it before. Van Persie in, Vandenborg away. Paul won't get there to break. It's out for a throw. 35 gone at 1-0 Bolton. And we're probably fortunate it's only one, because we're playing atrociously. And we're under pressure again. Van Persie on the left, skinning Foley. Gets to the byline. Crosses to the back post. Juve's up, beats Basagno. Thankfully for us, it's over the bar. But we've just got to get to the break here, and then maybe we change something. And it might have to be the wide areas. Do I go 4-4-2? Try and match them up, because that's where they're skinning us. They're playing 2-on-1 in the wide areas, and Foley can't cope, bless him. Van Persie gets to the byline, crosses in, Basagno loses out. There's a lot of thinking to do. It is all Bolton. And it's a scary performance in truth. We've got to get to half-time at 1 first. Peter Crouch has barely kicked the ball. And Bolton deservedly lead. What do we do here? Let's talk to them, question the passion, because it's not been good. And then try and work out how we're going to set this up. Vandenborg can play right back. I just feel I've got to get support out wide, but then Osman can play right midfield. So do I sacrifice a centre-half? Do I sacrifice Flamini? Put Basagno into midfield. Let's go with our first instincts here. I need to work out who to get on to make this work, because if I go for these two at fullback, then I'm going to have Osman out on the right. I'll need to bring on someone who can play wide. And that person is going to be... No, I could bring on a striker, couldn't I? Let's bring on Maloney for Flamini. Put Maloney through the middle. Hall off the right. Osman off the left. It's not the traditional tactic, this, is it? We're going to go forward runs there. Obviously do your thing. And cross the ball more often. We're going to do the same with Osman on the left-hand side. And then up front, we're going to have Sean Maloney, who will run in behind. And Peter Crouch, who for now will stick to his normal role. If he still doesn't get into the game in the next 10 or 15, then we will go for something a bit more aggressive. The wing-backs are going to be flying forward still. It will leave us a little exposed with the two centre-halves, Davis and Vandenborg, but they're good players and they're quick players, so I'll trust them to do it. Let's see if our tactical work makes a difference. We've not often had success when changing the shape. We've got an early corner with Zonneveld, up to the front post, ups and away. A good sign that we've had a corner though. Nice to see us in their half. Foley puts it forwards again, crouches up. Can't win it, but it's only as far as Osman. Zonneveld loses out. Osman again. Who's he going to find? Foley. Big ball forward towards Peter Crouch. Has support. He can't beat Nicky Hunt in the air. What's going on? Basagno to Zonneveld. Curtis Davis still on the left wing for some reason. Up towards Crouch. Pulls in with him. Maloney's there too. Wins the flick on, but gets too much on it. It's out for a goal kick. But some pressure on the Bolton goal. That at least is a positive sign. As Bourdon goes for the big kick out to Diouf. And this time, we're not outnumbered. That's going to help us. But are we going to be able to create enough? Zonneveld? No. Oh my God. The 2 goals we've conceded in this game are ridiculous. We just got back into it. What is he doing? I gave you half an hour rest in midweek. There was no pressure whatsoever. Now we might as well gamble. We're going to take Crouch off for Ashton. And I think I'm going to take Basagno off maybe. Maybe one of the centre-halves, I don't know. I tell you what, Foley's the least fit. We'll go Vandenborg right back. We'll go Basagno centre-half. And we'll go Foley off for Kevin Nichols. He is a natural in centre midfield if we want to push someone on. But how do you concede a goal like that? We'd fought so hard and made so many big changes. Looked a little promising at the start of the half, and then we go and produce that sort of mistake as Osman's picked up an injury. His cross is blocked to Zonneveld, who's got some amends to make. Instead, just gives the ball away again. Basagno wins it for Nichols and Davis. Cassie back to Davis again. Better football. It's definitely worked in terms of getting us back into the game. But you can't afford to make the mistakes we've made. The first goal was just a complete fluke, and then that one. It's Sunday League stuff. And in a game where we should have got back into it, we're now down and out. Upson's turned on the ball. It's a good challenge to Cassie. It's another corner, but I think the only way to put pressure on here is to go aggressive and just hope we don't concede 3 or 4. There's a very clear pattern though. If we rest everyone on Thursday night, we're fine at the weekend. If we play everyone on Thursday night, we just can't win a game. We're going to be a mess. We're going to pick up injuries. I mean, to be fair, the injury we've got is not even someone who started on Thursday. We can't blame that. I'm going to push the defensive line up. I'm going to push the attacking line. And I'm going to hope we get a response, but I don't see where it comes from. Let's get to Cassie to charge forward and have a few long shots. We know he's got the ability. What's Nichols' long shot rating? Not as good as his free kick one. We've got 20 minutes to go. I think it's game over. If we could get one, it would at least make it interesting. As Zonneveld chips in straight to Bourdon. I don't think I've ever seen Zonneveld have a worse game, though. Paul's got it straight from the throw-out, which was awful. Then he gives it away. What are you doing? Why are you running towards your own goal? We're shooting that way, man. Oh, Van Persie's in. This is going to be embarrassing. I mean, all of Bolton's best chances, for the dominance they have in the first half, all of their best chances have come from astonishing errors that we don't often make. And it has to be something to do with the fatigue on Thursday night. Because it's the only difference to all of the other games in the season. And the 1 week that we rotated in Europe, we won and were brilliant defensively, with fresh legs at the back. It has to be the reason. Vandenborg finds Davis. Can we charge forward now? Big ball in towards Ashton. He's got Maloney with him. Nicky Hunt. I don't remember him being a monster in the air. I mean, he's not the smallest bloke in the world. He's 6'1". In this game, my God, he's outstanding. Why is he not in the England squad? He's an astonishing level of footballer. Maybe I should be a bit more respectful of this Bolton team. I always liked him in real life, but these players are outstanding. The Schmeichel is going to chip the ball out of the back to Zonneveld. Can we just get one to make it interesting, please? Down the left-hand side he goes. Now, he's trying to do it all himself to make up for his mistake, and he's having an absolute mare. Oh, Mike Zonneveld, of all the people to let me down. I didn't expect it to be you. I specifically rested you so you are fresh for this game. And you've been pathetic. Ashton plays it inside. Maloney's not going to be winning that in a hurry. 10 minutes to go. Bolton have got us where they want us. Attacking them and with space on the break. They've set up cautiously and they've been fantastic on the counter. Van Persie back to the keeper who clears long. Davis should beat Keane and does, but Upson's there first. Wallace away to Van Persie who can run at the fullback again. Inside to Anderson. Kevin Nichols nowhere to be seen there. Nolan goes back to Sivok. Wide to Araujo. Into Anderson. Shots at goal. It's saved by Schmeichel. Good enough. But 2-0 is going to be the scoreline. We don't look like scoring. And my word, Europe is a problem. We're going to have to go the other way now. Thankfully, again, we've done our job on the Thursday night, which means we're through. We knew it was a risk. We knew it was a risk when we played the first team. We've seen the result of doing both of the options on a Thursday. However, the goals we gave away in that game are simply astonishing. We're still in a pretty good position though. We didn't pick up any injuries apart from Leon Osman's short one. So Maloney will start in midweek in the Cup where we should get through with the reserves. What it does mean with 6 points in the UEFA Cup now is if we have a look at the group stage, we should be able to rest people against Rangers and hope that Standard Liège don't beat Palermo away from home. That's all we can go for. Rangers will have a worse goal difference if they beat us, but I think it's sorted on head-to-head record. You can't find out here, I don't think. So we're just going to have to see what happens. But we're definitely playing the reserves for Sheffield Wednesday and for Rangers. And we're now going to focus on picking up some league points because the clean sheets and the victories seem to follow when we play the reserves. Even against Birmingham last time when we played the first team against Standard Liège, we got a red card, we nicked it late. They're the worst team in the division. They're rock bottom by 5 points. So we have struggled whenever we played the first team. It's definitely the cause for concern. So we're going to leave it there. We will be back. I was going to show the Rangers game on West Ham. And in fact, I still will. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to show Rangers and West Ham. I'm going to rotate fully and we'll see what difference it makes to the Sunday fixture. If you're looking forward to that, after the Easter weekend, we will be back on Tuesday for West Ham at home and Rangers away. Then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments what you think of our season so far. I apologise for the lack of entertainment, but we're doing a job and the discipline is working with clean sheets in over half of our games. Another Sunday hangover, but there's not going to be many more because every European game from this point in, we will be playing reserve sides. If you're missing the action over the weekend, don't worry. Our Friday and Monday videos have been replaced with live streams over on Twitch, where we've joined a new club in the Bundesliga on FM24. We're in our 9th season there, so come and join us Friday, Sunday and Monday morning for 3 Easter bank holiday specials. And then we will return here on Tuesday to finish off our European group stage campaign. And hopefully we'll sail through with the reserve side before finally picking up a league victory on a Sunday. I'll see you next time to find out if we can do it.